Hey guys, alrighty. So, been a couple days here since we've been off a stream just because of the holidays and whatnot. Obviously, last week was some pretty low trading. But yeah, so interesting morning here so far. We have a pretty big pop on the VIX. We're up about 10% right now. We're only down about 0.5% on ES and 0.7% on NQ, so nothing crazy for a 10% pop. Looking at the daily here, last week we just kind of pushed up. It was just a lot, basically really until Friday, four or 5 days of just steadily pushing up. So we did put a nice resistance in though, right at 68.90. Sorry, check that, 69.80. And right now we also have a nice resistance at this 25.870 area on NQ. So basically what setup happened here this morning is we are seeing a rejection here on the 15-minute chart, and we have so far on NQ come down and tested the daily 8 EMA support. That's really pretty much right at 25,650 area, 670 area. So far, we are bouncing off that support, which obviously is bullish. And does give some vibes that we could see this get bought back up. When we look at ES, we haven't quite come down to the daily 8 EMA support yet. We have 69.30, so from the low, about 10 more points to go. So kind of what I'm looking for here is, I'm not sure what open's going to bring us. Last week obviously was low volume, low participation. Friday was probably better. But again, big money should somewhat be back this week, but there will still be some of them off because obviously New Year's on Thursday. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how this market moves today. As of right now on the 15-minute chart, we have established a really nice range and support area. Hold on, I'm trying to get something in. A range of resistance here from 69.58 all the way up to 69.76. And then on NQ, 25.768 to 25.867 is a really nice resistance area that we put in before this kind of little leg down we had at 845. But support-wise, we're attempting to build a support out right now at 69.50 and then at 25.690. So that would be a good bounce spot too. So again, kind of what I'm thinking here at open is that we're probably going to get a move back up to the 69.58 to 69.66 and maybe 25.768 area. That also back tests the 15-minute 20 EMA resistance. From there, if we can get some closures over those levels, then we might see some further moves back up to kind of the overnight resistance and supply. If this upside move fails here and we break the lows, which is at 25.660 and about 69.42 area on ES, then really we have a bigger sell-off down to about 69.28 and potentially down to 25.551 to 25.560 area. So again, kind of be patient here, kind of just see what the market gives us. Don't want to obviously jump into anything too fast or too slow. Expect maybe some volatility to come back with VIX being so high, but overall just going to be kind of patient here and kind of see what the market gives us. So I do have a new setup today on the stream. You guys let me know what you think about it, if you like it, if you don't like it. I'm trying to just basically show whatever whatever's easiest for you guys to see. So this kind of basically just focuses on NQ, obviously 5 on the top, 15 on the bottom. And then on the left side that's my Lucid account, so you can see pretty much exactly where I'm at for the day. You can see everything there. You'll be able to see my orders once I enter too, and then obviously you'll be able to see when my entries and exits are on the chart too. So let me know in the comments if you guys like that, if that's good, if you like the other stream better. Just kind of let me know. Obviously, I want to do what makes sense for you guys. All right, so right now, ES is getting a nice bounce here off this 69.50 area. NQ also bouncing kind of off 25,693 area. Again, this kind of sets that move back to that 69.58 to 69.66 and 25,768 area that I was talking about. We are coming into EMA resistance though, so for me personally, this is not a great long opportunity yet. So over on VX here, we are seeing a little bit of a rejection. So we came right back down to EMA support. On VIX, same thing, a rejection right down to EMA support. So this is kind of that pump or die move here. There might be a risky short opportunity right now, but I would generally not recommend it. I would generally think that this probably will go at least to the 20 EMA resistance. So that would be 69.60 and 25.740. If, however, this 5-minute candle on ES and NQ can close red under the 20 EMA resistance, then I would generally think we're going to see the rejection lower. But as of right now, the odds are starting to favor that we could see a bit more push up. So again, would not recommend a short. But at the same time, for me personally, not enough buyers or enough downside on VIX and VX to justify a long yet. ES is certainly stronger than NQ at the current moment. Interesting move on silver. Not trading it, obviously, because that's crazy, but just been watching it just for kind of funsies. The silver last night opened up about 6 to 7%. Instant pop right at 6 p.m. last night. Currently, it's down almost 7%, so almost about a 12 to 14% move since open last night. Pretty crazy move on silver there. So gold also down quite a bit this morning, about 3.4%. All right, so we got our 5-minute close here. We did close over the 20 EMA resistance. So I do, again, favor slightly upside here because of that. There is a double top forming here potentially on both ES and NQ. But when we look at the move here, 15-minute broke the previous 15-minute high. So it's starting to favor upside. VX and VIX are, VX is trying to send it lower right now under EMA support. VIX is kind of just sitting right on EMA support. We're now touching 15-minute 20 EMA on ES here, NQ here. So it's a tough move, you know. There's definitely, oh, there she goes. So like I said, it's a tough move because there's a breakout potential to that 25,768. But at the same time, trend was bearish. So, you know, it's kind of one of those moves for me. I don't love shorting into EMA support, and I certainly don't like longing into EMA support either, or resistance either. So, interesting move there. So now our test here really is 69.66 and 25.768. We are seeing some buyers come in here. Nothing amazingly aggressive or strong though, so this could get rejected. But again, upside's looking decent right now. VX did break EMA support. VIX is sitting right on 20 EMA support. So it'll be interesting to see where this next candle kind of takes us here. But real nice squeeze here. Okay, we have a pretty major resistance area here from 69.66 to 69.85 and 25.810 to really 25.900. So very much so could just easily pop through here. We're seeing buyers continue to flood in here. VIX is about to make the breakdown through the EMA support here. So could pop right through, could be a nice breakout back to high day. But again, I would like to see the confirmation of a closure over EMAs here. And then likely next 15-minute candle could be a good setup for a long for us here. Okay, we got 45 seconds to close here. This will be a breakout over the ORB resistance here. So, you know, again, potential setup for a long. I don't love the little wick that we're forming here, but certainly have buyers now. So maybe we can get a little back test off, I don't know, 25.740, 69.60 area. And look for a pop back to the upside here. So definitely a play I'm eyeing right now is a long, but we'll just kind of see how this settles right here. Okay, we still got stronger buyers. Again, 69.57 and 25.726 is our ORB, was resistance, but now support. So a touch off that would be a great long opportunity, assuming that we don't bust through it. But again, right now, just kind of being patient. We do have good buyers on NQ, but ES, not a whole lot happening over there. So, which is interesting because again, ES really led this upside. ES was much stronger than NQ at open, and there really was an opportunity there on that first 5-minute candle for a rejection lower on NQ, but ES kept pushing. So always interesting to kind of see how that plays out. But ES got a little bit of a pullback. I really would like to see more of a pullback on NQ to feel comfortable taking the long right now. And there's just too much slack between pretty much the low of 80, 85 and the EMA support of 40 to trust the long. Now again, this might just straight pop and pump hard all the way back up to 25,900. I don't know, but For me, with ES pulling back a little bit here and NQ not getting the pullback, despite the stronger buyers right here, it's not a good long just yet for me. It would be really impressive if somehow this 5-minute candle sold all the way back down, but I don't think it will though. It is interesting though, like I said, ES is looking a little weaker here. NQ looks like it's ready to push though. I mean, it looks like it wants to pump. I'm gonna take the long.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, I'm long here. Again, taking this long because VX and VIX broke through support. We broke through ORB resistance. We have aggressive and stronger buyers on NQ. We did get a little back test on ES, but not so much on NQ. But again, it looks strong. So again, it looks like the last 2 minutes of this candle could finish pretty strong here, but I could be wrong. They might reject this lower here, but it looks strong enough to try to break through this previous high. But there she goes. It looks like she's going to try to send it down here.
Stop filled.
All right, they got me stopped out there. You know, one thing I didn't look at today was if there's any data this morning. Let's see. Let's see. Home sales at 10 a.m. That's about it. Okay, so, you know, interesting rejection there. Now, it does actually, especially with the longer wick on ES, it actually does set up a potential bigger downside rejection here. I'd like to see a little bit of a move up to maybe 25,800 first. I don't know if we're going to get it. No, it looks pretty heavy all of a sudden here. All right, let's jump in on the short. So this could honestly go back down to at least 725, maybe even back down to 692. See if we can get some continuation. We got a big bounce on VIX there. Now we're again testing EMA support. If we can bust through 25,745, this is going to get real heavy real fast. ES broke back through its ORB support. So again, you know, it's one of those tough bounce or die spots here. Okay, I'm running a new trail system. I did an interesting study last week while I was off that showed, honestly, most of the time, if I was to take 20 to 25 points, I would do significantly better. There was, I'd have to go back and look at my data. I can do it in a second after I get out of this play, actually. But let me actually see here if I can pull it up real fast for you guys. I'm about to get stopped out in profit. Okay, so I got stopped out for about 25 points there. Not a bad win. I'll take that for sure. So that puts me back in the green on the day. Okay, so let me see if I can find it here. Let's see. Okay, so I did a study. It showed that if I had taken 20 points of profit, instead of holding for, 30, 40, 50 points, whatever, or even worse, which is usually what the case was, hitting 20 points of profit, which triggered my break even, and then letting that come back down to 0 to 5 points, sometimes 10 points, whatever. Instead of doing that, if I just took 20 points every single play, I actually would have made almost double the profits that I made last year trading. So instead of making roughly, it really is, it's about 2x. So I'm trying something new here. So what I'm pretty much looking to do here is take profits at 25 points. I'm trying to push it a little bit more because I feel pretty confident in getting 25 points. At 25 points, I'm taking a 5-point trail. So like you saw there, it hit 25 points. My 20-point trail hit, and then every 5 points after that, it moves up with it. So in that case there, 30 was about the max I saw, but I ended up with 25 points of profit. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for here, because I feel like I have some pretty good quality plays. But what ends up happening is instead of taking the profit, I try to go for a bigger win, and unfortunately that does not end too well. So back to the charts here. I'm interested in potentially another short here. I don't love, the reason I'm a little hesitant on the short, it's going to go without me, I think. The reason I was a little hesitant on the short is because we're coming into 5-minute, 20, 50 EMA and ORB support. This 725 to 740 area is a major bounce spot to watch. But if you look on the 15-minute chart, we now broke through the 15-minute 5 and 20 EMA support. So that does kind of justify further downside. All the buyers we had are gone. So this actually could get real heavy right back down to 692. I wish I would have taken the short, to be completely honest, but I might have to sit this one out and wait for it to go without me. Yeah, there she goes. So again, 725 is that ORB support. That's the level to watch at close here. A closure under that would be pretty darn bearish. That would set us up for at least a move back to 664. Again, no buyers here. Real big double top on the 15-minute chart. I actually kind of thought they might buy that back up on this 5-minute candle. They look really nice for a double bottom. So over in ES, we did bounce off 69.50. So just kind of being patient here. It's tough. This might see again a big drop right down to 692. About 30 points from here, but there's also good odds that this could get bought back up. So just being patient here. I would like to see VIX really closer to like 13.95 for confirmation. So I'm just being patient here on this move. Okay, so we bought the dips. That's where I was saying there. I'm worried about shorting into ORB and EMA support because as you see, they just bought that back up. So this is a big bounce spot. They didn't quite get through that 725 that I was looking for. That is ORB support. So it could go either way here. And VIX, again, is not really committing to the upside. Again, this actually, it's really tempting to take a long here. Again, it's an opportunity for sure to take a long here. It's just there's no buyers, so it's tough to justify it, especially on this big reaction or rejection. I mean, we might have to wait to the next 15-minute candle. I would assume if it closes over 725 on this 5-minute candle, that the next 15-minute candle will bounce us back to high day area. But if we close under 725, then that does obviously open up the opportunity to go lower. If it closes under 725, then the move down to 649 is much, much higher. It's kind of real 50-50 here, you know. I mean, ES is looking heavier, so that does favor some downside. But again, I would like to see VX and VIX pushing up. They're not doing that just yet, so I don't see the confirmation. Real tiny 15-minute candle here, too, 20 points. One of those last minute will give us some movement. ES is trying to break that 69.50. That's a big level. All right, ES is breaking 69.50. Looks like we're going for 725. You know, again, I like the long there. I didn't take it, but I did like it. So see if we can hold down here under 725. We got 45 seconds, so this will be a big close here in 45 seconds. Again, I would really like to see VIX, though, closer to 14.95 to feel confident in some further downside. VIX is just kind of sitting on EMA support here, kind of just saying we're not going to go lower, but we're not going to go higher. So it doesn't give us great direction. So we did close under 725. We did not close under 69.50 over there on ES. We are now seeing sellers come in. I would not mind a back test off maybe 740 first, but this is looking pretty heavy here. $725 is now resistance to watch. As you can see now, there is a 15-minute double bottom here. Here's 740. Again, VIX is just not pushing up. It is just kind of sitting where it's at here. But there's no buyers, so again, I wouldn't justify a long here. We're back under EMA support, which essentially continues the trend here. So we may actually get a nice short opportunity here if this can reject. Now, if we break through 745, shorts are off for sure.
Order filled.
All right, I took a short here. Playing the rejection off of 5-minute 50 EMA, 15-minute 20 EMA, and playing that there is sellers here. We shall see how low we shall go here. Here we go. ES with a nice rejection. Again, I think 649 is a good area, but really 664. I would love, again, to see VIX start pushing up, but it just doesn't really care what we want. So we do have stronger sellers. This is a failed recovery over ORB, a failed recovery over EMA resistance. We put a new supply in. Again, 69.48 on ES. If that breaks, I'm looking for 69.39. Here in NQ, I'm looking for the 5-minute ORB support, and 15-minute, which is 25.664. Again, I would love to see VIX push towards that 14.95 area, but I don't think we're going to even need it to do that. I think we're just going to keep going. Okay, we're for confirmed closed under 725. Looks like they're going to come back and touch 725. I had 20 points there. I didn't take it. But looking to see if we can kind of continue lower here. The setup looks good. I mean, it looks good. I don't see a reason to be long here. I don't see a reason. So, and our stop is pretty much right. Pretty much if our stop gets hit, then it is going to probably reverse pretty hard back towards the 800 area. Okay, I'm out. I got about 30 on that one, I think. Yeah, I got about 30 points on that one. So I'm at, as you can see, about 680 on the day. Pretty content with that. That's a pretty good day to start off here. And that's kind of the cool thing about that trail, is that obviously I don't have to do anything with it, and it's such a tight trail that it really just hits. And once it hits, you know, like there, it went down 5 points and bounced 10 instantly, but I don't have to worry about that because obviously, boom, it hit. So, man, I'm about to get back in, I think, here. All right, I'm back in. I'm short again. Oh no, not everybody got in. Oh no, everybody did get in. Again, stronger sellers. VX and VIX are not pushing up, but they're holding support. ES broke its low. It's breaking through 69.48. That's critical support. We're testing 25,693, which should take us down to 664. We put the new supply in. I don't see a reason to be long here. One minute to 5 minute candle closes. If it's going to go, this will be the moment.
Order filled.
All right, I took my profit. That gives me 1,000 on the day for all 10 accounts. I can't be any happier than that. It's probably going to go right to 664, but I don't want to be greedy. I'm very content with that. So I will see you guys tomorrow.